Hey folks, it's WookieFanboi and I am back on track again. I had uploaded a bunch of videos not realizing that you can't do the audio after upload on YouTube. So we're gonna replace them with these videos now. So I've moved on to a new matchmaking group. I'm not sure if I left at this time or because I had been matchmade with those same people for about. Here you see somebody who actually received no damage, setting off a trip mine, but received no damage. So that's this is part of the reason why these people, this group won, is that they were essentially unstoppable. They didn't receive damage in a lot of situations where they should have been killed, and in fact received no damage.
You neutralized Zone C. Enemy captured Zone
So basically it goes like this. The way I see the lag working so far, and this is control. This was during the lag, during the damage referee test period and new matchmaking that was prepared for Iron Banner, which was Clash, but not control. And it was pretty much as horrible as always, as far as my experience is concerned. There were a lot of people like that guy right there. Suddenly, I mean, shoulder charges just don't follow that kind of length. You know what I mean? Like he somehow timed it perfectly to be at the very end of a very long shoulder charge, and we were able to get them. And this guy, I can't remember his name. I will mention his name as we go on, but
you neutralized Zone B.
you know, that last auto rifle kill, I actually went from 3/4 health to almost 0 health in one shot. So that's another indicator of lag, where you know, I am not getting any feedback that I'm actually getting shot. I'm moving into cover. This guy, Sergeant Callus. So for some reason I'm able to land 3 shots on everybody else, but not this Sergeant Callus guy.
Zone A neutralized.
And 3 shots basically finish somebody off. So after the 3rd shot, let's say you get 1 headshot, and yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, I'm able to land a trip mine on somebody, but not able to shoot Sergeant Callus. And you'll see that I have the highest KD at the end of this match, and if I'm not getting Sergeant Callus, then basically nobody is. And I'd be very interested to know how many deaths he actually experienced during this game. I'm sure we can look up the games. I'm not going to do that. But, I mean, he did not die probably except for supers and heavy weapons. So, which is a problem, right? So if this person can't be beat, except through those 2 avenues, then that's a real problem. And here I jumped up in the air knowing this guy was coming, and still was killed at that distance from a super. Now I want to show you in earlier videos, you know, I have a super. This was stupid. I should have jumped in. It's debatable. I mean, a Hammer of Soul is probably going to kill me anyway, but I have videos of me escaping basically with minor damage from much closer range. But because this guy is lagging, what actually happened was that he killed me. He actually did his super before I even saw him. So he wasn't even visible to me and had performed his super, and then by the time I had already started jumping, I was dead. That's how that happened. That's how bad the lag is. And they're saying that there's a damage referee. That's people who are lagging will not be able to shell out as much damage, and that's simply not true. It's exactly the same situation as before. The only reason I have a high KD in this match is that I've essentially trained myself to battle the lag. You know what I mean? I'm not even battling this. This is again Sergeant Callus. Running around. Do you see how fast he's running? Like, that's even beyond Titan skating, right? Like, I can't even view him by turning the same corner as he does. And luckily this guy, my teammate, was standing there with a shotgun to get him. But I mean, that's the kind of thing that lag does, right? So now that guy should have died. You'll see that he was well below 1/4, but now he's recovering, right?
Zone C.
The last shot I made at him, he was well below 1/4, but... And this is why I also use Thorn, is that when people are lagging, you simply can't allow them to have the recovery period that they are used to taking advantage of when they're lagging. You can't allow them to have to just run away when they realize that they're actually losing an engagement, because these guys are so used to winning engagements that they'll really run at you. Like there are so many videos that are coming up that I've actually already done. Here this guy appears out of nowhere. I just shot where he was. There was just an explosion, a rocket explosion, and he was able to run out there. So that's again lag. So the whole team, well, I can't remember whether they're actually a fire team or not, or they're a fire team of 3 and a fire team of 2, or what the actual situation was, what the disbursement was. But really, I mean, there's no way. So I want to point out that the only reason I killed that guy was because I saw him. He did not appear on radar until I actually saw him. And this, I think, has also happened a lot of times on when people are lagging. So when you crouch, it does not remove you from radar. There's just don't believe that for a second. If you're playing somebody who's playing with a normal network connection, when they crouch, the radar pulses, and it pulses about twice a second. So that's actually a pretty big gap when you talk about, kill times of half a second or something like that with some weapons. But twice a second is enough for you to see as you're approaching someone that someone is there, and that's the whole idea. Like that radar now becomes a liability, and that you have to actually pay attention to radar when you're coming in on an engagement, and not just kind of rush in. That's the whole idea of the ability of crouching. What people are using it for is to completely hide in radar, to not even be able to be seen in radar. So again, Sergeant Callis, I'm unable to, for whatever reason, hit him under the exact same circumstances as this, right? So I've really felt like that input, my input on my controller is also affected by other people's lag. Like the actual movement and trigger actuation is affected by other people's lag. Like this happens frequently with a shotgun. If I'm in the air, like I have no idea how many times I've been able to do a one-shot kill with a shotgun by jumping over somebody. In fact, that's the whole point. This Sergeant Callis again. That's the whole point. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a different dude. A lot of Titans on that team. But the whole point of coming into an engagement in the air is to avoid somebody camping and using a shotgun or a sniper to get you in an expected location. Now that's 3 shots that I took in the exact same place, and this guy only took one hit in damage. It's very difficult. There's no way to learn to shoot accurately under these circumstances because your expectation is different. And some people may say, well, I'll go back through it frame by frame, and you're actually off by like a 0.5 millimeter or something from their body. Well, yeah, that's true. But you'll watch, and there are hits that also count at that distance. Like it's completely unreliable how hit detection works. And lag has a lot to do with that. If with a Mida multi-tool, I can make headshots at that distance with that kind of thing. And I understand that Thorn is not Mida multi-tool and that they have different qualities, but all primary weapons have a certain amount of of aim assist. So anyway, so I'm done complaining about this particular one, but the whole reason they won was that there were a few people there who were just not taking hits the way we would normally take hits, from whatever. So there are lots more videos to come, so I hope you take time to watch, and I'm sorry that these are so long, but that's the way it is. I'll see you soon.